Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew, he's Joey, we're a.j.stocks. Let's go.
Alright guys, so today we're going to be teaching you the basics of buying and analyzing stocks.
So to get a little bit more in depth, we're going to be learning about what are stocks, why you should buy stocks, what you should look for when buying a stock, and how is a stock price determined. Alright, so the first and most important thing that we're ever going to go over is, alright, so the definition of a stock is a portion of ownership in a corporation. The holder of a stock is entitled to the company's earnings and is responsible for its risk for the portion of the company that each stock represents.
So in a little more detail, a stock is, it's pretty much a unit of a company, and when you buy that stock, the money that you put in moves in the same pattern that that company does. So if they're doing well, your money's growing. And if they're not doing so well, you're losing money.
So the reason companies do use stocks is to raise money, right? And they oftentimes throw this money back into the pot to help fund their company for future growth. And even sometimes they use this money for crazy ideas like sending people to the moon, Elon Musk. Most of the time they use this money to invest back in their company. Other times they use it to pay off debt. When you buy a stock, theoretically it's like you're owning a piece of that company. For example, if you buy a share of Apple, you own a part of Apple.
Why was that so fucking funny? Okay, we're good.
Alright, so the next big thing that we're going to talk about is,
Alright, so obviously a main reason that the stock market is so appealing is because you could potentially set yourself up financially for the rest of your life. You could be potentially turning hundreds of dollars into hundreds of thousands of dollars, even into millions of dollars.
another big reason you should buy stocks is because why are you going to work hard for your money, but then not make your money work hard back for you?
What he said.
And just looking over the last couple of years, as shown on screen right now, you can see that the average return of a stockholder
Is much higher than the average return of holding your money in a savings account.
you're much better off putting your money into some stake. You're much better putting
Steak.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb.
So why are you going to put your money into a savings account with 3% interest? You make at most a couple dollars when you could put your money into the stock market and come away with an average return much greater.
All right, another great reason so many people invest in the stock market is because certain stocks pay dividends, and dividends are one of the most well-known and effective forms of passive income. Right now, I don't want to get too deep into dividends, but we will have a video explaining them in full detail very soon, all right? Next thing we're going to talk about is...
let's say dividends at the end.
Yeah. All right, well, they don't call them the div start. My bad. That's my bad. That's my bad. All right, so the first big thing you guys should look for when buying a stock is their all-time growth, all right? So for example, like you can see right here, this is the S&P 500's all-time growth. As you guys can see, all the way back in 1927, the S&P 500 was at about $17 a share. There has been consistent overall growth in the S&P 500, now sits at around $3,000 a share. All right, so if you guys had bought 10 shares of the S&P 500 at $17.26 a share back in 1927, that would be worth over $30,000 right now.
Worth over $30,000 right now. $30,000 right now.
Another thing you guys want to look for when buying stock is the annual report.
With one simple Google search, you can find the annual report of any company you can think of. And this is going to include their earnings for the past, and it will give you a real good estimate of what you can expect for the future. So one thing you're going to want to keep in mind when picking a company is you want to know like what the company is trying to do, and if you can, learn the ins and outs of the company. For example, McDonald's, they're selling food, burgers, this and that, okay? You can understand what their company is trying to do. When you look at an airline, do you know how airplanes work?
No.
No, exactly. Neither do most people. For that type of business in particular, it's going to be a lot harder to pick apart the numbers and understand what they mean when it's something that you don't fully understand.
Another big thing to look out for is, where do you see the company going within 10 years? Do you see it growing? Do you see them staying the same? Do you see them going out of business?
And it's very important to think of as many what ifs as you can, because you literally never know what could happen to a business. Even the most well-known businesses, even the coronavirus, have gone out of business.
JCPenney.
Alright, so the last big point that we're gonna hit and what you should look for when buying a stock is the price to earnings ratio, and we're not gonna get too far into it because that will come in a later video.
All right, so the last thing we're gonna go over in this video is
How a stock price is determined.
big thing to look out for is if the share price is higher, it usually means that the company is very valuable and has stable, steady growth over time. Stock prices fluctuate every single second that the market is open. From 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every single second, prices change.
Monday through Friday.
Sir,
An example of a stock that's actually done crazy well, considering everything going on with coronavirus, is Amazon. I'm sure you and your family have ordered countless things from Amazon because you guys don't want to go out. So in March, they went from an average stock price of around $1,600 to now over $2,400, just in the span of a few months. And the last thing we're gonna leave you guys with is when stock buyers are happy, companies are happy.
all right, we hope this video was helpful to everyone out there. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comments, all right? Thank you, Rich. See you guys next time. It's a good video. I hope they weren't all